An elderly mother is abandoned by her family and goes to work. What she discovered changed her life. Anna, a 68-year-old woman, experienced a life-turning event that few would have the courage to face. After dedicating decades to raising and caring for her family, she believed that her later years would be a time of rest and affection surrounded by her children. However, reality had other plans. Slowly, the bonds she cherished began to unravel. First, the rare visits came with excuses. Then, silence. Before she knew it, she was entirely alone. To make matters worse, bills piled up, and the loneliness weighed like an unbearable burden. Have you ever stopped to think about how you would deal with something like this? Life often leaves us no choice but to fight, even when all seems lost. And that's exactly what Anna did. With no money, no support, and few options, she made a decision many would find unthinkable: returning to the workforce. It wasn't an easy choice, and she knew it. She faced judgmental looks, closed doors, and even discriminatory remarks due to her age. But Anna was stronger than she appeared. Every no she heard became fuel for her resilience. Have you ever been in a situation where everything seemed against you? What would you do to overcome it? Then, something extraordinary happened. Anna landed a job at a small coffee shop. The job was simple, but to her, it meant so much more. It was a chance to start over. But no one, not even Anna herself, could have predicted what came next. An unexpected discovery, born from encounters that seemed like mere coincidences, would forever change how she saw the world. This story will show you that even in the darkest moments, a light is waiting to be found. But do you think you would have the strength to move forward and embrace the unexpected? Anna had always been the heart and soul of her family. She raised 3 children almost entirely on her own, especially after the untimely death of her husband, which left a deep void and enormous responsibilities on her shoulders. Still, she never complained. She worked as a seamstress, made sweets to sell, and even babysat neighborhood kids to make ends meet. Every challenge she faced was softened by the love she felt for her children. It's all worth it because one day they'll grow up and repay it with love, she thought. But life, unfortunately, doesn't always reward efforts fairly. As the children grew up, things began to change. Constant contact became sporadic. Phone calls turned into quick messages, and visits, once regular, were filled with excuses. "I can't make it today, Mum. I'm busy." Or maybe tomorrow. At first, Anna tried to understand. After all, they had their own lives and responsibilities. But over time, she realized that these excuses were just a veil hiding the indifference forming between them. It felt as though her role in their lives had expired. This growing sense of abandonment was like a shadow that followed her day and night. The final blow came on a Sunday lunch. All her children had promised to come, and Anna had prepared everything with love and dedication. Yet none of them showed up. Only hurried messages arrived, saying they were busy. That day, sitting at the table with empty plates and tears streaming down her face, Anna felt a loneliness she had never experienced before. The silence in the house was deafening, and she finally understood she was alone. Can you imagine the weight of such a moment? How does it feel to realize that for those you love the most, you are no longer a priority? The days that followed were marked by constant anguish. The family's abandonment wasn't just emotional, it was practical too. Without a steady income and with an insufficient pension, Anna began to face financial hardships. Utility bills piled up, and even food became scarce. The woman who had once been the foundation of her family now saw her dignity being put to the test. She knew she needed to make a decision, but the fear of the unknown paralyzed her. What could an elderly woman with no recent work experience do to survive? Despite so many adversities, Anna began to realize something important. She still had value. Maybe her children couldn't see it, but she knew she couldn't give up on herself. With tears in her eyes and a heart full of uncertainty, she decided to try. The next day, she left her house with the little money she had to print resumes and started delivering them to small shops and businesses. Each delivery was accompanied by a timid smile and a glimmer of hope. "Will someone give me a chance?" she wondered. Little did she know, destiny was already writing a new chapter in her story. By deciding to re-enter the workforce, Anna faced a harsh reality that wasn't just professional, but also social. She encountered prejudice at every door she knocked on. "Are you sure you can keep up with the pace? Or we're looking for someone with more energy," were phrases she frequently heard. Every rejection hurt, but it also strengthened something inside her. Anna knew she needed strength she didn't even know she had to keep going. Still, doubt lingered. Would anyone truly believe in her? After weeks of trying, a small coffee shop in town finally gave her an opportunity. The owner, a man named Roberto, decided to give Anna a chance. Not out of pity, but because he saw something rare in her eyes: determination. The job was simple, but required attention and physical effort. Anna's main tasks were serving tables, attending to customers, and helping to organize the space. To many, this might seem like a step back, but for her, it was a victory. It was a fresh start. However, she knew the challenge was just beginning. The first days were exhausting. Her body no longer had the same stamina, and every task felt like a trial. Her once steady and skilled hands trembled as she carried trays. Sometimes she overheard younger colleagues whispering about her age. Anna knew she needed to focus on her work and ignore the judgments. But at night, at home, tears came. The emotional weight of her family's abandonment was still a heavy burden, but she refused to give up. Then something curious began to happen. Among the regular customers at the coffee shop, one man in particular caught her attention. He was polite, observant, and always chose the table closest to the counter, where he could watch the movement. Every time Anna served him, he left a generous tip, accompanied by a note. The messages were brief but impactful. One read, "Life rewards those who don't give up." Another, more cryptic, said, "The strong find light where others only see darkness." Anna was intrigued, but also felt a warmth in her heart she hadn't experienced in a long time. The notes became an enigma that motivated her to keep going. Who was this man? Why did he seem so interested in her story? Each message brought a mix of comfort and mystery. Anna began to see him not just as a customer, but as a messenger of something greater, as if he knew exactly what she needed to hear to keep moving forward. Despite her growing curiosity, she never had the courage to ask him directly about the notes. Instead, she kept each one as if they were little treasures, symbols of her struggle and resilience. Anna was about to discover that behind those notes and that attentive gaze, there was much more than she imagined. The mysterious man wasn't just any customer. He carried his own story, filled with pain and regrets that would unexpectedly connect with Anna's life. But what did he have to say? And how would it change the course of her journey? The answers were closer than she realized, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. The job at the coffee shop became more than just a means of survival for Anna. It turned into a space for learning and self-discovery. The routine, though exhausting, brought new purpose to her life. For the first time in a long while, she felt useful and appreciated, even if only in small ways. With every cup of coffee served and every customer attended to, Anna realized that her work was more than physical. It was an opportunity to reclaim her dignity and prove to herself that she still had something to offer the world. Yet, challenges remained constant companions, testing her at every step. In the first few weeks, Anna faced moments of pure frustration. Her trembling hands sometimes spilled cups, and her memory faltered when taking orders. The judgmental glances of some customers and younger colleagues stung, but she found an ally in Roberto, the coffee shop owner. He always had words of encouragement, reminding her that everyone faces struggles when starting something new. "Remember, Anna, you're here because you deserve to be, not because anyone pitied you," he would say, renewing her strength to keep going. Meanwhile, the mysterious customer's notes kept coming, and Anna felt a mix of intrigue and gratitude. Each message seemed perfectly tailored to her most doubtful moments. On a particularly difficult day, one note read, "You are stronger than you think. Resilience knows no age." These words echoed in her mind throughout the night. Who was this man who seemed to understand her so well? The mystery became a sort of emotional fuel, helping her push through the toughest days. Anna started noticing details about the mysterious customer. He was reserved, always polite, and seemed to watch her with an attention that went beyond casual observation. His demeanor suggested someone carrying a story as complex as hers, but there was more to him. He never signed his notes, as though wanting to keep his identity hidden for the time being. This only deepened Anna's curiosity. While working, she often found herself pondering his notes and their meaning, as though he were a key piece in a puzzle she hadn't yet solved. As time passed, Anna realized that her job not only helped ease her financial struggles, but also healed the wounds of abandonment. The work gave her a reason to get out of bed every day and look to the future with a glimmer of hope. Although she still missed her children, she began to understand that her happiness didn't depend solely on them. The coffee shop became a place where she regained her strength, and every cup of coffee served became a small symbol of resilience. But the mystery of the notes and the man who left them continued to grow. One evening, after her shift, he asked to speak with her. Nervous and anxious, Anna agreed. She knew this meeting might bring answers that would change everything. What did he have to say? Why did he seem so invested in her life? And what would it mean for her moving forward? The encounter promised to be more than just a conversation. It would be a turning point in her journey of resilience and transformation. Anna could barely contain her nervousness as she waited for the mysterious man to approach. That evening, after closing time, the atmosphere in the coffee shop felt different, almost charged with anticipation. When he finally sat across from her, his expression was calm, but carried a seriousness that made Anna wonder what was coming. He began speaking in a low, respectful tone, revealing something that left Anna speechless. Years ago, he had made the same mistake as her children. He, too, had abandoned his mother in her old age and still carried the weight of that guilt. His story was filled with regrets. He explained how, for a long time, he had been so focused on his own life that he neglected his mother. When he finally tried to make amends, it was too late. "When I look at you, Anna, I see the strength my mother had, even when I left her alone. Your gestures, your struggle, they remind me of her. These notes were my way of thanking you for making me see this again." Anna, who had been holding back tears, let them flow freely. For the first time, someone recognized not just her pain, but also her strength. But the conversation didn't end there. He had more to say. With his voice trembling, the man revealed that while he couldn't change the past, he wanted to do something for her. He offered to help Anna rebuild her relationship with her family. "I know I can't replace what you've lost, but sometimes a gesture can start a healing process." Anna was surprised, but also hesitant. Was it really possible? Could her distant children truly reconsider their actions and reconnect with her? In the days that followed, a new hope emerged. The mysterious man began acting as a mediator, reaching out to Anna's children and sharing his story with them. He helped them understand how deeply family abandonment could wound someone. Slowly, they began to respond, first with hesitant messages, then with emotional phone calls. When Anna heard her eldest son's voice for the first time in years, she felt a part of her heart start to heal. It wasn't easy. Every conversation was filled with tears and painful memories. But there was also a sense of new beginnings. Anna not only reconnected with her children, but also found a friend in the man who had once been just a customer. He continued to visit the coffee shop, now with a lighter smile. For Anna, he became living proof that forgiveness and resilience could transform lives. Her story began to inspire other elderly patrons of the shop, many of whom faced similar struggles. But what Anna learned went beyond reconciliation. She discovered that even in the darkest moments, there is a path to light. Now it was up to her to decide how she would continue this new journey of hope and love. Anna became a symbol of resilience in the coffee shop and the surrounding community. Her story of family abandonment, determination, and reconciliation inspired others to face their own challenges with greater courage. Though her relationship with her children was still in the process of rebuilding, it was far closer than she could have imagined just months earlier. She realized that her job had not only been a means of survival, but also a gateway to a new life, filled with lessons about forgiveness, dignity, and the power of not giving up on oneself, even when the world seems to have done so. Today, Anna shares her experiences with other elderly individuals, encouraging them to pursue their own life changes, no matter how difficult. For her, the greatest lesson was understanding that every moment of pain can become a bridge to something greater. The mysterious customer, now a close friend, continues to remind her that every small choice has the potential to change lives. And so, Anna moves forward, proving that sometimes it is in the most unexpected new beginnings that we find our greatest strength.